Another Rumble has come and gone. This is your new and once again television champion, the captain speaking. He is El Jefe, the alleged promo champion. Welcome to Max Wrestling 520. We are ready to turn you inside out like I Show Speed.
Goddamn kid got obliterated, he did. Also coming up tonight, the fallout from 2025 Royal Rumble, and there's plenty of fallout from it, trust me. Timeless Toni Storm turns to the glamorous Mariah May, and men were drooling, and I assure you Juice Robinson was confused and excited. We also hear from both Beer and the new Knowledge Champion Cypher. And of course, we hear them as they, we also hear from the captain, I should say, as well, as he goes on. He said he was going to do it. He did it. So we hear from him tonight as he addresses reclaiming the television championship that he won and he holds so preciously to his heart. We also get to find out what comes next. So make Max Wrestling your home for all things wrestling. And as you should, go ahead and like that and hit that smash button. Smash that like
smash button.
And hit the subscribe. It is 4 a.m. over here in California. And for those who like the old-fashioned podcast, head on over to SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever it is you get your podcast. And for all the links and a whole bunch more, plus the title history, talk about the title history, head on over to the Beautifully Done website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com.
Oh, I know exactly what Juice was like after the segment. He was like, that's a broken metatarsal. That's what the fuck that is.
Broken metatarsal. Both hands.
All right,
Lord
well,
Jesus.
before we get going, there is another elephant in the room to address, and that's what the hell happened at the end of Promo Rumble last week. We'll hear from the world champion Beer later on, but Mo, what the hell was that?
Well, okay, so let's put it to you like this. I was inspired by a man's words, and actually two men's words, if I'm going to be completely frank. And the first set of words was from Emir Costello himself, the Kingpin, when he talked about your promo going against Travesty for the television championship. The idea that we had gone back in time, had gone back in the old days, the old-fashioned promo game, it made me think that, you know what, that's what we need. And the second voice that kept ringing in my head, believe it or not, was the voice of Beer himself. For the very, very famous theme that he had for the while, it's time for change. And we've been seeing it with guys like Blade Rodriguez, the outstanding run of it all. The guy that comes in, proves to you that there's one thing he does, and it does it well, and that is promos. See, the history, and why I bring up the title history almost every other damn week, is because the reality is we started someplace else to get where we are today. The television championship, in some aspects, is what took over the promo championship. But the promo championship was the belt that people went to war for. And I don't mean, oh, hey, let me invade your house type of war, as we love to do, because as I said, it's as easy as scoring at Old Trafford. But the reality of the matter is we used to have that same effect with words. Simply words. We had guys quitting competitions over words. Guys fearing for their own safety over words. The reality is, as much as I love, cherish, and understand where we are with the Max Wrestling World Championship, and as much as I have nothing but respect for the world champion himself, so let me say that part, this is business. This is not personal. This is business. And what I feel is best for business is to bring back what was best about our business. Yes, the glitz, the glamour. We're here with the subscribers and the TikToks and the shorts. Where were we for real? We were doing this for pride, for glory amongst ourselves, and to make a true impact. Right now, whatever this division is, I'm ringing the praises of DC and guys like Robert Davis. Whatever these divisions we have now, couldn't step foot to that thing. So, with that being said, I have no intention of, I guess, ruining Beer's reign. However, if he feels he needs to take it that way, he can. Rather, I am providing another platform for the people here of Max Wrestling, for the competitors here in Max Wrestling. But you see the specialist caveat of it all, and I'm sure some are already going to get it. Some are already going to hate it. But the fact of the matter is this belt will be defended under old school promo rules. Some would call that the television rules, but you see, back then it didn't even matter about what you did in the promo. It mattered about your promo. So the only caveat this has, I guess, from the television championship is the return of the more impactful, beautifully styled cinematicness. For those like myself who love to go with the dramatics, you're not going to be disqualified for it. This is going to allow the creativity to pop. For those of the masked variety, to come back and make an impact, perhaps. All I'm doing is adding another avenue for the competitors out here. And you know what? Some people are more mad that I attacked a very, very good friend of mine. But I think there's more people are taking notice that there's another thing to go after. And I think that's the response we all should be looking at and thanking me for.
Well, I guess I'm in no position to judge you for attacking Beer. But that title caused nothing but controversy last time, which is why it was deactivated in the first place. So I'm not sure if we can sanction it. I'll have to talk to the lawyer. Hint. But hey, if you want to call yourself the promo champion, let's go for it. But just like Mello, don't miss the official Max Wrestling post-show After Max on TikTok Live, hosted by our very own Cypher. You can only watch it live. The QR code is on the screen right now for Cypher's TikTok page. Flex Murdoch at official After Max podcast. It is on the screen right now. So if you're watching this live on YouTube, on the premiere on YouTube, make sure you scan that code and head to TikTok right after this show. Now,
go check out the new Knowledge Champion.
Yes, and we will hear from him later on. To kick things off, idiots online that think a tiger bomb is an explosive feline. This is shit Mark say.
It went everywhere.
They talk shit, so much shit. Little virgins in the basement, eating Cheetos, wearing piss stains. Listen to the shit Marks say.
So there's only one this week, apart from obviously all the Jey Uso uproar. This one's a bit of a stretch. The comeback spot said, I genuinely do not think Mercedes/Sasha walked out the WWE for the betterment of the tag division or whatever bullshit she was saying. She solely walked out because she didn't want to lose another match to Ronda. And in general, she just doesn't want to lose. I actually agree. Like, somebody argued she never said it was for the betterment of the tag division. She literally said they don't respect the women's tag team titles, and that's why she walked out.
I kind of want to believe that, but the guy makes a great fucking point. Like,
yeah, she didn't want a job to Ronda.
I don't think anybody wanted a job to Ronda. I was literally just trying to come up with a name. I was like, well, you know, you could have put.
It was
fucking Bobo the Clown.
Also,
nobody, fam.
It was also, she thought it was stupid about her and Naomi facing each other for the spot to face Ronda, and I'm like, well, tag team champions face each other all the time. It's just part of the sport, literally.
It really, really is, and it tends to be a good match, help elevating said tag team.
Yeah, and in the end, I think both of them would have ended up in women's title matches.
But again, it's Ronda. Let me hold on. Since we're on the agreement train here, let me fucking add a cart. And would you feel the same if it was Charlotte rather than a Ronda? You see what I mean?
Yeah. I wouldn't want to jump to
One
Charlotte
world
either.
leader who was shoved down her throat, and another one who just refuses to leave the throat.
Yeah. But that's the only one we got this week. Other than like people freaking out over Jay winning the Rumble. People were saying he's not popular enough or whatever. But I think the reaction on Raw says differently.
Hey, look, if we can agree with one part of the shit Mark say segment, I could be a part of the group that said that I actually wasn't. I didn't understand it. Let's simplify it as that. And I didn't understand why we're going Jey Uso, why main event Uso, or main event Jay. And the reason I say this, and again, and this is where the conversations are allowed to happen. I don't watch the E as much as I probably should to think that he's that over to go on to win the Rumble. In my opinion, when I immediately saw him win it, I thought, you're giving him an accolade to get another accolade at main eventing WrestleMania for the second time to then lose to Gunther. But after watching Raw, after I guess carefully sifting through, I should say, all the internet board comments or whatever have you, this is a long time coming. And him almost beating Gunther the last time they wrestled was no fluke. Like, this is what they're trying to play it up as he's gonna end up doing it. He's gonna end up beating him. And again, an outsider, guy's not watching the E as much as he should, didn't see it. All I saw was Big Match John. I had my jorts on as we're watching the show. I don't really have my jorts, but you know what I'm saying? I was ready to go. I was Big Match John ready. You know what I'm saying? I got excited when he came out. I figured he came out late because he's old as shit. But here we go. And it didn't end up going my way. And to me, that felt like a negative thing. However, again, after doing the research and hearing people out and reading how they felt, it felt like this was the curveball that WWE needed to throw. You knew Charlotte was coming back. You knew Charlotte was going to win. We've accepted it, and we moved on. We were more worried about who else is showing up in the Rumble. That was literally the majority of our thoughts, and we enjoyed it regardless if she won or not. Yeah. And then we get to the men's, and I think the overall idea that, like, shit, it's probably going to be John. I'm sure there was a 50-50. You know, I would be I'm excited for it. I'm down for the cause. Let's go. You know what I mean? Big Match John. And then there's some that are like, are we really back in 2004? Do we really need to do this again?
It's nostalgia.
And the reality was, yeah, fuck yeah, nostalgia. But the reality is fucking Triple H said, nostalgia? Out the door. And he gave us a swerve, no pun intended, in Jey Uso. And again, for those who are really indulged into the product, who have made WWE their home, who have, you know, the diehards, the E-heads, the E-drones, if you really want to get that. I don't want to be negative about this right now because that's the truth. They're into their product, and that's okay. Be into the product that you love. They saw this coming, and that's why it's like a 70-30 right now. 70% of the world is loving this. I'm sure it's like 10% hate it. 20% are like, who's Jey Uso?
I think, in all honesty, it was a swerve that we should have seen coming. Because if you really think about it, they were teasing it with him and Gunther facing off. And obviously we've seen his rise over the past couple of years. He's had a couple of world title matches already. So, and the fact that he was there in the final 5 or 6 or whatever with like Roman, Punk, Seth, Cena, probably should have given it away a little bit. For me, it was a nice surprise. My jaw literally dropped to the floor when Cena's feet hit the floor, much like Pence's, but we won't talk about that. I also this was supposed to flow into the Rumble anyway, so I'm glad we kind of segued into it. I liked the chaos in the men's when Roman got eliminated. Punk, I think, eliminated Roman and Seth, and then Logan Paul eliminates Punk. Punk immediately gets into a fight with Roman and Seth, completely ignores the fact that Logan Paul just eliminated him from the Rumble. He cared more about Kane choke slamming him at the Rumble 10 years ago than he did about Logan Paul eliminating him.
He really didn't give a crap about it.
So the most obvious thing that we've seen is it's probably going to be Roman, Seth, and Punk at Mania, which I like, but it seems kind of forced. If it was either of the three one-on-one, it would make more sense, but a triple threat seems kind of forced just to get the three of them in a big match.
I was just going to say, I was like, we have nothing to do. We don't know what to do, so let's put him in a triple threat.
Yeah.
We were really liking the idea of Seth and Punk, but what are we going to do with Roman? Okay, well, let's do Punk and Roman. Well, what are we going to do with Seth? And that's literally, they're just going back and forth.
Oh, let's just have Seth go ape shit.
I swear to God, it was probably Road Dogg in the back who was like, let's do a triple threat. Shut up, Road Dogg.
I mean, yeah, it's a big star power match, but either of them one-on-one would have made more sense. We already had Punk and Seth. They could have had a rematch. There was beef between Roman and Seth, and we definitely could have done Punk and Roman because that could have been the favor that Paul Heyman owes him. Get me a main event at WrestleMania. I want the big dog.
Hey, right? Whatever it is, build it a little bit better. Again, if we're going to be forced with it, at least make it worth a damn. Because right now, I'm with you. Give me a one-on-one in any weird combination of the three guys, and I'm all about it. Because for me, that's what it feels like you do at Mania.
Yeah.
Instead, a triple threat is more of like we need to move this story on. And you don't do that at Mania. You're supposed to end it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you end it in a triple threat.
I guess it all depends on how they book it now. We know Roman's going to be off TV for a few weeks. Shocker. But I'm guessing Punk and Seth are both going to be in the chamber. Probably going to eliminate, somehow cancel each other out. I have no doubt Cena's winning the chamber.
You know what? I don't want to be that guy. Because you were that guy with Deonna Purrazzo, all them. You're like, for one time she's going to lose. I swear. I don't want to do it. Because I swear to God, it's going to bite me in the ass. And then he's going to be like, watch me win Money in the Bank or something. And it's going to be like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, are they going to do this all year? Cena's going to win this big milestone again and then get a title shot? No, he's not.
Nope.
Didn't win the Rumble. Not going to win a chamber. Didn't win Money in the Bank. What's next? King of the Ring? Cena didn't win. I mean, that is one thing he hasn't done, apart from, the Intercontinental title he's never won either.
First off, let's be dead ass.
But
Tell me you people would not go crazy for King Cena.
King Cena's got a good ring to it.
It does? And imagine how fucking goofy he would be.
Yes. John Cena with the crown. It'd cover up that bald spot, that's for sure.
Talking King Booker level fucking goofy. This shit would be hilarious. God damn it, when's the King?
I don't know if you noticed because we were on Discord, I kept falling asleep during the Rumble because I was very wasted. Apologies for that. But yeah. I found the women's very dull and predictable this year. I found the men's awesome, which is usually the complete opposite.
Truth be told,
I mean, there was a couple of good spots in the women's.
There was good spots in the women. I was just anticipation high with who's coming.
Yeah.
So I don't want to. I guess that kind of bled into how I felt about it because I enjoyed the women's Rumble. I personally always think that it's better than the men's.
Yeah.
But
usually.
Now that again going back into it, I get what you're driving at.
I mean, the whole thing wasn't dull, but I mean, once Charlotte came in, it was game over, and it was just, get the fuck out of here. I mean, we knew it was coming, but it was still shit.
That was something we talked about in the TSK review that's dropping later than it should be, but it's dropping actually probably with this. And the thing that the reason as we said that it slowed down, but it slowed down because it felt like she was just so off. She
Yeah.
could barely move. She's got this fucking massive knee brace on. She's moving all slow. Her chops look like shit. Just everything about it was just it was awkward, to say
Yeah.
the least. Awkward.
And there's no
And then-
real reason
then
for
we
her
get
to win other than she's back.
Hey, no reason other than she's back, and it kind of feels like that's what this women's division is missing is Charlotte. Who's gonna go up against Charlotte this week and lose? Well, how else can we book it? Well, it doesn't work when we do it against Bailey. Well, so it has to be Charlotte. Yeah, pretty fucking much. And so they're stuck with it, and so now that's their only gimmick. And I guess it's sure.
If we didn't know that she was coming back and everything, I think a really good dark horse winner would have been Roxanne. She had the longest time in that match too. I think she set the new record for the women's. Great appearance from her.
I was literally talking shit about Roxanne for the first couple of minutes, and then I immediately right after that went zip because she was good. She stayed in. She worked well. She got a chance to kind of work with everybody. And it's another young star getting big time in the Rumble. And they're pushing that. They're pushing that and letting you know this is how long they've been in the Rumble. This is how long they've been in the Rumble. They're pushing that as a stat now.
Yeah.
And that's great. I like that. I also liked how they changed everything. Everything looked very NFL drafty. You know, ESPN obviously helped them out with some of this.
I like those new graphics.
The stats, the who came in when, who's been eliminated, how many active. I thought that was superb.
Yeah.
And I'm not counting head.
And whoever's job it was to like get them bang on time when somebody was eliminated or how long they've been in or anything, you earned your paycheck because there was no delay. Like, I think it was...
Go ahead.
Braun Breaker, I think, was the most obvious one I noticed. He got eliminated, and within half a second, it came up Braun Breaker eliminated.
Oh, yeah, dude. The guy was spot on. It was excellent. The times, though, they're always fudged, but it's cool. It's like as soon as they do a spot, okay, let's bring out another guy. All right, at least they got that part of it down.
It's never bang on 2 minutes.
Oh, God, no. But, it was solid for the women's Rumble. Other than, I guess it's slowing down thanks to Charlotte. My biggest complaint was Nikki.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think anybody saw it coming. I don't think anybody really enjoyed it.
I'm sorry if this cuts out Mo's face, but this was literally the reaction for Nikki.
Fucking crickets, mate.
Nobody wanted to see her.
To make matters worse, so I'm obviously hollering. I was having a few drinks my damn self. We were enjoying ourselves because it's Rumble time.
I had too many.
I go to go complain about. That's right. I go to go complain about Nikki appearing to my wife, and she literally looks at me with a straight face and was like, "It's all over Twitter or TikTok." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Her return. It's been planned all over TikTok for weeks," and I'm like, "Gross."
Yeah.
So the world knew it was coming. Thank God I don't have that part of TikTok.
It was just such a... And to put her in at number 32 was just such a letdown.
I mean, that was the thing. It was like, think of all the names. It could have been a Becky Lynch. It could have been... like I kept saying, like, think about all the other names
Becky.
of TNA. Yeah, right. No, yeah.
Very surprised we didn't get Becky.
No Becky. No, that was probably the biggest one.
AJ Lee was a rumor, but I was never like fully convinced that she was going to be there. But Becky, I thought was a cert.
Hey, we can dream as far as AJ Lee, but it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, that was, I think, very 50-50. We didn't have... Did we have Masha? I can't remember. No, we didn't have Masha. We had Jordan Grace, obviously.
No TNA. Jordan Grace is quote-unquote unaffiliated, as they said.
She has a new multi-year deal with WWE, obviously. We knew that was coming. But, I mean, the only TNA surprise we got, and fucking pop of the night. Joe Hendry. And actually, you know what? The crowd were amazing all night. I gotta give it up to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
They killed it. But yeah, Joe Hendry's entrance was awesome. And I think it was made even better by Sheamus just like taking a back seat and letting him do his stuff. And then I think he jumped on Jacob because Jacob attacked Hendry, and Sheamus was like, I was enjoying that.
What are you doing? I was enjoying that. He stood back and was like, all right, kid.
You do your thing.
I was ass off.
You get your flowers.
This was the Irishman and the Scotsman. They're the best of friends now.
We talk about Jey Uso being over. The entire WWE crowd, kids included, knew the lyrics to a TNA Star's entrance music. And I didn't know half the fucking main roster music, so I'll tell you that right now. Speaking of music, who the fuck made the stupid ass call to change Finn Balor's theme at the Royal Rumble? Who the fuck is this? Oh, it's Finn Balor. What the fuck is that music?
No.
Whose idea was that?
No. If it would have been some UK hip hop or something, I get it. You know, if it would have been more to him, this felt like, and no disrespect to anybody, this is like meant for like Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley.
That theme,
Carmelo Hayes.
Not only did it not fit, but we'd never heard it before. We didn't know who it was.
No, and that's the problem, because in the Rumble, when you hear music you don't know, it's supposed to be somebody new or some outsider or somewhere.
Yeah.
And out comes
Finn Balor. Oh, okay, that's weird.
No. Not only he's out here in fucking sweatpants and fucking the freshest pair of Nikes
Funky
the Young
Finn.
Bucks have never seen.
Funky Finn.
Gee, Funky. Stop it right now. God, get him a chain.
Yeah.
Get him a chain.
Fugonomic Finn. Oh, jeez. However, it was also a great call to go back to AJ Styles' original WWE theme, because it's always fit him so much better. Never liked his new theme, and we immediately identified it with him, so thank you for that.
Yes.
But yeah,
Good. I don't know if you pulled that trigger, but hey, somebody get a raise.
We've been saying this for a few years. The music on the main roster seriously needs some work, because this is your main roster, and we don't know who half of the people are by their music anymore.
I didn't know. I couldn't tell the ladies apart. The first dead ass Big Dog. The first theme I recognized was fucking Trish.
Yeah, I mean, she's got that iconic laugh.
Dude. Well,
I
mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, it has an iconic opening. It's an iconic theme in general. But that's the thing. These themes used to have distinguishing factors.
Yeah.
It used to give you like, oh, you would hear for the fucking New Age outlets. Oh, you didn't know? You'd have something.
Well, that's the Big Show.
You'd have the Big Show or Brock Lesnar's fucking guitar riff to start it out. Or Seth Rollins with the bird. Like, there are certain guys that have the I don't want to say the
signature
right theme, but the signature theme. Thank you, but not everybody does, and that's not okay.
It just goes straight into this generic ass riff.
You have to have it all to get over. Kevin Owens has been rocking the same goddamn theme since NXT, and I swear to God, if you fucking change it, I will throw something at somebody.
Maybe it's in his contract. Yeah, he's had the same theme. Same theme for 11 years, and I hope it's in his contract. Don't you dare fucking change my music.
Don't you dare.
But it fits him. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And half of them don't have that. It doesn't fit. Doesn't fit. It's bland.
I think of Punk.
Yeah, well, I mean, Punk's...
There's like 7 guys There's like 7 guys that have like a distinctive theme. Hell, I couldn't even tell Penta's theme.
No, I mean, that is a new theme for WWE, so yeah. But speaking of Penta, him and Ray, man, dial it back. I want to see a straight-up singles match with those two because they were solid in that opening 2 numbers. Yeah. Anybody that thinks Ray may be slowing down or anything because he's getting old, he was right on the money with Penta.
That guy will never be able to slow down. He can want to slow down. We may think he's going to slow down. He's never going to slow down.
No.
It's not going to happen.
To think that Ray was in the Hall of Fame, 2 years ago? Maybe 3? I'm sure Feeney or Chris will correct me on that. But he's been in the Hall of Fame for a couple of years now, and he's nowhere near past his prime. He's still killing it.
The day is long.
Yeah, so, yeah. I really enjoyed the men's rumble. Not so much the women's. It had its moments, but sucky ending. And I liked the surprise men's ending. And as far as the tag team match was kind of filler, but as far as the undisputed ladder match went, they just fucking destroyed each other.
I thought Kevin was dead.
I thought Cody was dead.
Sam, the TSK review is going to drop. It's probably not going to have any cool like little fillers. It'll actually just be a fun little episode. The thing that I don't want to say, I thought he, as we like to say, he killed him. He's dead. Whatever. I thought that the Alabama slam through the ladder, I didn't think it was unsafe. I just thought, holy shit, that had to suck balls.
Yeah.
And as I'm like in shock and awe over this move, as we're talking about it, Harold's like, and I'm like, what? What's the matter? I was like, the safest fucking move ever. I was like, oh.
Kevin just sold it so well.
And that's what it was, bro. It was you sold me, brother. You know what I mean? I bought it hook, line, and sinker. Take my money. I need to see it again.
I actually think Cody's bump looked more dangerous. Taking that plex off the ladder and then he just like rolls straight onto his feet and then immediately flapjacks. Just perfect sell. If Ric Flair ever did like a lot of ladder matches, that would have been a Ric Flair sell.
For sure. Two dudes that are in their own right ladder match masters.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Run it back to Kevin Steen and El Generico in the ladder war, and I got Cody and Sammy Guevara vibes. It was a perfect combination of the two.
Literally called him the king of ladder matches in AEW. They're like, no, he wasn't. I didn't say he had the best ladder matches. I said he had the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. I swear to God, he had like 7 or 8 ladder matches.
Yeah, Kevin Owens just kills people in ladder matches.
Yeah, he does. I mean, hell, we haven't seen that El Generico guy ever since.
No, and probably not going to see Sammy for a little bit too either because he got destroyed also by KO on Raw. So we're setting up for them, I guess, either at the Chamber or Mania. Chamber, I think, would make sense because... Wait, no, it's not in France. It's in Canada, so, yeah.
Canadian.
Works for both of them.
Okay.
But if not, yeah, run it back one last time at Mania.
I don't see why not. Do a ladder match if you're going to run it back one more time. If we're going to be at Mania, make it a ladder match. If it's going to be Elimination Chamber, whatever.
I mean, Sammy took a beating, so I would like to think that KO is going to be in the Chamber match, and then Sammy returns and costs him the Chamber, and then we had to get the match at Mania. But it would also, I guess, it would make sense to have them face each other in Canada. So, either way, just make it good. The writers I'm talking to, not KO and Sammy. I know you two can make it good. Yeah, so a good Rumble. I think, first PLE on Netflix too. Good job. All right, well, we didn't have any new champions at the Royal Rumble, but we did have a couple of new champions at Promo Rumble, including this one right here, TV champion back on top. So, I guess maybe I should address bringing back the gold. Well, red and silver, but, you know, it works.
Bring back the silverware.
last week at Promo Rumble 10, I had 2 matches, but I had one goal, and one goal only: to right the wrongs. 2024 was beyond a shadow of a doubt the worst year of my life. I lost the television championship, Dragon Club fell apart, I lost my wife, and I felt the lowest that I've ever felt in my life. An entire year where more and more went wrong and I lost more and more things, so much that I don't even recognize myself anymore, even now. Although, right now in this moment, I do feel right. Because last week I had never been so determined to come out on top. I had the opportunity to kill 2 birds with 2 stones, and I did both. Become the television champion again, and defeat the man who took it from me a year ago. So I walked into Promo Rumble 10, and I cut 2 of the greatest promos of my life. I cut promos like my life depended on it last week. Something that I couldn't even consider myself doing 5 months ago. And in those moments when I watched those promos back, I knew it. I felt it. The cap is back. And as you can see, I defeated Blade Rodriguez, and for the first time in 379 days, I am speaking to you as the Max Television Champion. Now, I am a 3-time world champion. I'm a former Knowledge Champion. I'm a 27-time predictions champion. I was one half of the first ever Max Tag Team Champions, and I'm currently one half of the Max Tag Team Champions, along with one of the biggest stars Max Wrestling has ever produced, the Demoness. And yet, this is the one that I am most proud of winning back. Last time I had this, I had it for 300 days. I defended it 7 times, and I left a mountain of names in my wake. I was the man. I was born to be TV champion, and I am once again Dazzy TV. In fact, I am the OTC of Max Wrestling, the one true captain, and once again, the only television champion. Blade, I respect you. You came into Max Wrestling last year and you took it by storm. But I warned you. The odds were against you. Your luck ran out, and last week you were simply beaten by someone who wanted it more. Now who knows who my first offense will be against? May even be against you, but either way, I look forward to a rematch someday. So let me just say right now, I will not be defending this championship in 4 weeks at Revolution Road. 1, because I will be once again becoming the Shape and defending my tag team championships with the Demoness. And 2, because I want to return this title to the plateau that it was once on. Last time I held it, it was the main event. It was the title to chase. And some huge names came chasing me for it. Hell, Mike Larkin came out of retirement for it. This championship will be the main event on March 20th at the Max Wrestling 10th anniversary. So, that's Revolution Road taken care of. That's Max 10 taken care of. So that leaves Promomania. Not just any Promomania. The 10th Promomania. The biggest promo mania of all time. Last year, I had nothing. I had to issue an open challenge that nobody accepted. So what am I going to be doing on the biggest event in Max Wrestling history? Last week I had to close the chapter on Travis Anderson, a cloud that has been hanging over me for over 2 years. And he may not have shown up, but I consider that chapter closed. Because there is no promo that Travis could have cut last week that would have beaten me. Last week I was on my fucking A game. And I am done. So let's sum up. I am proud of Chris Reed for finally beating me last year. I made peace with Moses Marquez after he showed up at Max 500 and stood against me. I am proud of Beer for the job he's done since taking my world title at Max 500. And I have finally walked away from Travis Anderson. So there is only one piece of unfinished business that I have left in Max Wrestling. I know exactly what I'm going to be doing at Promo Mania 10. I am going for blood. Literally. It's not about championships this time. It is simply about revenge. Captain's revenge. In a cinematic finale, there's only one face I want to see next to mine on the Promo Mania 10 poster. There is only one name I want to see next to mine on the marquee of Promo Mania 10. And that name is...
Mr. Feeney? Mr. Feeney! Mr. Feeney! Mr. Feeney? Mr. Feeney! Mr. Feeney! Mr. Feeney!
Hoy es el Capitán Pinche Pendejo la way. You took what was mine. I rightfully earned the title TV champion. And for Revolution Road, I am wanting a rematch to claim what is rightfully mine and should have never been taken away in the first place. Now, I will admit it was a very good, strong fight you put up against. But this is not the last time you've seen Blade Rodriguez in the ring. For it does not matter what you say or do. I am relentless, Captain. And I'm going to keep trying to claim not only what is mine, rightfully so, but for all the other titles that Max Wrestling has to offer. So, let this be known that I am tossing my name into the hat and throwing that hat in the ring for my second chance against you, Captain. Because even though you may have won the first round, you may have won the battle, but you have not won the war. For the war shall only have one victor at the end, and it shall be me. Oh, Captain by Captain. We can do this scabbard dance all day. The scimitar through the night. But it doesn't matter. For my eagerness is relentless for glory, and the glory I shall have. I don't even need to name any other competitors because this is not about them. This is about me versus you. And I will not stop until I've claimed my title back. And once I've claimed my title back, I won't boast. And if I do, not much. However, no stone shall be unturned, and every stepping stone to glory and victory shall be mine. I look forward to facing you again in Revolution Road, because with this small defeat, it's going to take 80 men to keep me down. And you have not seen the last of me. So I bid you a good day, Captain. And just know, your efforts are worthless. The victory shall be mine.
Rising from the flames, never be the same.
No, ladies and gentlemen, nothing is wrong with your TV screens, computer screens, nothing. This is not a test, this is not a drill, this is your Grand Slam Champion Cypher here. And this is a new day, this is a great day. We are celebrating the 10 years of Max Wrestling, and I gotta tell you, Brothers of Max Destruction only getting started. So with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe. Also check out all the socials that you can, and many more. Also look out for our new Revolution Road coming soon to a YouTube near you.
Rising from the flames, never be the same.
Well, rematch challenge accepted, but like I said, I ain't defending this title at Revolution Road because it needs to be on a stage of its own, so you can get your rematch at the Max 10th anniversary. And it'll be a pleasure to dance with the blade again. Now, welcome back to Max Wrestling. This is your captain speaking with the one and only El Jefe. Speak his name and he appears just like Joe Hendry. Make sure you like that smash button and smash that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us on all social media and podcast platforms. And for all the information that you need, head to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com.
Brains ain't branded today. Still coming up. Sorry to be here, but also not sorry. The so-called top champion here in Max Wrestling, the world champ, tries to make sense of what happened last week. But first, let us send our congratulations to the new Knowledge Champion and the new Grand Slam Champion. He cashed in, and he finally won every championship, and that is the man Cypher, and he's got a few things to get off his chest.
6 years ago, when I started this incredible journey, I didn't know which direction I was headed. I just know when I joined Max in 2019, I didn't know what to expect, what to do, how to approach it. You can just say I was a rookie at that point. New to the game, new to knowledge, new to trivia, new to promos, new to everything I knew about Max Wrestling. Just, I was as green could be. But in 2025, just like Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble, I sit here as a Grand Slam champion. And that's something to celebrate. And it's been a long time coming. I've worked my ass off to get this full 6. And I don't know what's next after this. Who knows what direction I may go next, but I do want to clarify some things. Now, as happy as I am, we need to talk about Promo Rumble 10. We're going to start with you, Amir. I heard what you said. You had my name in your mouth. First of all, it's not Cypher anymore. It's Flex Murdoch, the cataclysmic entity. But that's not what I'm here for. You said some things that really caught my ear. And the one thing I will agree with Mr. Dr. Blackbane Castillo is that you're right. The crown is not just up here. That's just a tool. That's just a prop. The crown is your heart. And I 1,000% agree with you on that. But what I don't agree with is the fact that you still think you have that Kingpin title. Now, you are RWT's Kingpin. That's for damn sure. But let's not forget, bitch, I'm Max's Kingpin. I won that fair and square. But also, there's another thing that I have to disagree with. You said that we all need to hold our titles tight, clutch them, because Dazzy Lee is coming and he's bringing hellfire with him. Was that supposed to intimidate me? Was that supposed to intimidate the brothers of Max Destruction? Hell no. See, Dazzy can run around here all day with the TV championship. He reclaimed his baby. He got it back. Proud of him. Good for him. I seen the promo he cut on Travis. I'm not gonna lie. Dazzy had some fair points. But if we want to talk about identity crisis, he had to go through one just to get the TV title back. So we're supposed to be afraid of Dazzy because he has the TV title. And he's coming for all our titles. That's not going to happen. Not while the brothers of Max's Structure are in full business here. The three of us, we're going to reign chaos. We're going to bring pain. And we damn sure brought destruction. I see nobody has ever called out Chris Reed for the dual titles. Are y'all afraid that Chris Reed might be too merciless? That what did he call himself? Oh yeah, the demolitioner, the demolisher. See, my mind's drawing a blank because, see, the audacity is so thick that I don't even know how to put this into words other than you can kiss our ass. You're not taking anything from us. You see this shirt I got on? The Reapers are going to reclaim the tag titles at Revolution Road. And they're going to leave Awakened Destruction behind them. Because this is a different time. This is a different era. Travis is not the same. Chris is not the same. And I damn sure am not the same. So, before we go counting our chickens before they hatch, let's go back to the root of the problem, because in this hen house, I'm the rooster. I run this shit. And if Captain thinks he's going to be the fox that comes into my hen house and take all my eggs and kill all my chickens, well, by God, he has another thing coming. So this is not just a spoiler. This is a warning. The Brothers of Max Destruction are going to make good on their promise. It's all about who wants to step up and who wants to get stepped on.
Impact in 3, 2, 1.
Last week on Impact, Nick Nemeth opened the show and is very humble in his defeat to Joe Hendry at Genesis and looks to pick himself back up following that defeat. But he's interrupted by his brother Ryan, who insists that Nick was robbed and Hendry got lucky. They're then interrupted by Casey Navarro and AJ Francis, and before we know it, Santino books a tag team match for the main event. Backstage, Tessa Blanchard ironically plays the bully and makes Ariana Grace cry. Cora Jade makes her official TNA debut and defeats Hyan with Jaded before continuing to attack after the match. Zaya Brookside fails to make the save, and finally Masha Slamovich scares her off. Backstage with Gia Miller, Wesley and Tariq and Tyson at his side explain his turn on the Rascals as he sets his sights on the NXT Championship. The Elegances try to lodge a complaint with their lawyers to Santino over the Knockouts Tag Team Championship match at Genesis, but Santino announces a Battle Royal next week for the Knockouts Championship featuring the Elegances and also featuring Spitfire. Brian Myers defeats Leon Slater, blasting him with a ring behind the referee's back. Leon then gets into a heated argument backstage with the System, but gets backed up by the Hardys. Mance Warner and Steph DeLando are backstage, but after their actions last week, Sami Callihan attacks Warner, and as the fight spills down into the ring, DeLando assists Warner, who gets the last laugh by smashing Callihan with the Digital Media Championship. Backstage, Steve Macklin once again warns Eric Young about supporting Josh Alexander. Mustafa Ali makes his return and defeats Laredo Kid with a 450 splash. After the match, Mike Santana gets in his face, but Ali refuses to talk to him after a grueling match. The Northern Armory versus Eric Young and Josh Alexander ends in a no contest as Eric Young classically turns heel and destroys Alexander during the match, finishing him off with a jumping pile driver. And finally, moving on to Wesley defeating Ace Austin thanks to interference from Tariq and Tyson, and as the trio attack Austin after the match, the Rascals make the save. Backstage, TNA World Champion Joe Hendry promises a concert next week unlike any other. And in the main event, the Nemeths defeat First Class as Nick hits Navarro with a danger zone before Ryan blind tags in and steals the pin. That is it for last week's Impact. We're moving on to AEW now for the Collision Course.
All right, it's time to get on the Collision Course and let's see what it looks like. On the weekend, Samoa Joe and Hook defeat the team of Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne as Joe hits Sabian with a muscle buster, but the celebration is cut short as Christian Cage attacks him with the steel contract briefcase doohickamathingamajick. Gotta love Christian Cage. Backstage, as expected, Cope challenges Jon Moxley for a world title at Revolution. Seems to be doing this quite a lot. The Beast, Mortus, defeats Adam Priest with Demolition Hellhole in an absolute squash match. Roosh answers Max Caster's first open challenges and defeats him with the horns. After the match, Roosh addresses Mortus and reminds him that they are familia. The Learning Tree defeat the Outrunners as Brian Keith catches Turbo Floyd with a small package. After the match, Learning Tree continued to attack until Bandito makes his return and cleans house. Backstage, we got Buddy Matthews confronting Kazuchika Okada again, but Okada says he doesn't deserve a title shot and that Okada is a bitch. As Okada freaks out and says, I'm not no bitch. I don't know bitch. Harley Cameron, fantastic, finally gets a win as she rolls up Taya Valkyria much to pissed off Deonna Purrazzo backstage. Probably going to get her and Harley Cameron next. We see how this one goes. In a sit-down interview with Renee Paquette, Ricochet claims that fans turned on him when he arrived in AEW. Swerve soon interrupts and sits down in Renee's seat as they exchange words. Swerve puts a pair of scissors to Ricochet's throat and says he will see him next week in the ATL Atlanta. On the stage, timeless Toni Storm talks about rebuilding herself as she sends a message to the glamorous Mariah May. Backstage, Harley hopes she's done enough to get a title shot for the TBS title, but Mercedes Moné says that she's still a loser. Try looking in the mirror saying that one there, chick. Another TNT title defense for Daniel Garcia as he defeats Kyle O'Reilly and Lee Moriarty with a jackknife to Moriarty. And Garcia and Kyle O'Reilly have a stare down after the match as Shane Taylor Promotions surrounds them before 2.0 and the Kingdom come in to even the odds. Megan Bayne defeated Hina Hera? Whatever your name is, darling, you got murdered with an F5. Backstage, all of that shit they went down through. Chris Statlander now wants to be Willow Nightingale's friend again, even though, again, all the crap they went through. And obviously, and as you should, when somebody treats you like crap, you don't accept their friendship again. So Willow tells her no. And in a Mid-South Street fight main event, FTR defeat Mox and Yuta with the assist of Jay White and Adam Copeland as Yuta falls victim to a spike pile driver. Now it's time to pitch it on over to the so-called top champ here in the game. It's time for the Beer NXT run.
What's good, people? This is Beer. This is your NXT review. We had a banner show last night. The show starts with Jason Jane facing the Dark Angel, Stephanie Baker, in a very, very good match. Stephanie wins with a SCV backbreaker. Quite a decent match with Stephanie Baker preparing for a match against Fallon Henley in 2 weeks at Vengeance Day. And we have a backstage segment with Zarya mocking Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson coming up short in the tag team title match last week, and also Lash's Royal Rumble appearance to be confirmed by Gigi Dolan, Tatum Paxley, and Shotzi Blackheart. Zarya and Sol Ruka will face Gigi and Tatum later on. Anyway, Alexis King, my guy, addresses the fans about his Heritage Cup and also mentions William Regal as an inspiration. Mentions he doesn't really do well with authority. Yeah, we know that. Safe to say he's not a face. He'll never will be a face. He's damn good as a heel. Mentions that he didn't really know much about his father, the late great Brian Pillman. And says he'll change now how the way that the Heritage Cup is ran, to be interrupted out of nowhere by the legendary Fandango to a thunderous ovation. He now known by JDC from the System in TNA. And next week says it will be Lexis King versus JDC for the Heritage Cup. Now, the Heritage Cup is now no longer the three falls. It's now just straight one-on-one. I like it a lot. And we got a backstage segment with the family. There's a bit of problems going on between Tony D and Stax. The match between Ridge Holland and Stax. Stax wastes no time in attacking Ridge, overwatched by Sean Spears, Nico Vance, and Brooks Jensen. Ridge wins with a Deemer on Stax, with Izzy Dame trying to assist the family, but to no avail. Next up, we have the Beast, Zarya, and Soruka against Gigi and Tatum. This was a very fun match. Zarya looked a machine, by the way, so Shawn Michaels, use her. She is a beast. Zarya wins with a brutal F5, and Soul hits a Soul Snatcher on Gigi for the 1, 2, 3. Next up, we have the Championship Summit with Roxanne Perez, Bayley, and Julia. Roxanne has to talk about her record-breaking Royal Rumble performance, and she was incredible. She lasted 1 hour and 7 minutes. Bayley did mock, saying that Roxanne didn't even win the match when Bayley was the record holder, but Bayley won the Royal Rumble. There's a difference there, sweetie. Roxanne did mention that she eliminated Julia. Julia does come out and confronts Roxanne and Bayley. We get an appearance, sadly, by Charlotte Flair, who sadly wasn't booed like she was on Monday Night Raw. NXT was a bit more polite. Charlotte talks about the last time she won the Royal Rumble was sadly 2020. She did bury Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 36, so let's not forget that, by the way. Or let's just say I don't want a trilogy, by the way. Cora Jade then attacks both Bayley and Julia. She attempts to hit Roxanne Perez, who escapes the ring. Now, are we getting Twin or Cora? Please, I'd be down for it. Ava then we have a backstage swing with Javon Evans and Ethan Page on the condition that if Javon Evans gets himself medically cleared, they will face each other at Vengeance Day. But it looks as if he may not be 100%, but I got a big feeling the young OG will be fine. Rich Holland then confronts the family following the match. Izzy Dame then, don't know why, but Izzy Dame proposed why not have a steel cage match for the North American title after Tony D did beat Rich a few weeks ago because of the help of young Izzy Dame. Got Carmen Petrovich goes one-on-one with Kalani Jordan with Miss Parker, Jada Parker on commentary, which was fucking awesome. I love that woman so much. Kalani initially won the match by submission, chokes out poor Carmen Petrovich. Jada Parker then is laughing at Mrs. Carmelo Hayes, I tend to call her, and she's not releasing chokehold. The referee reversed the decision, so Carmen Petrovich did win the match by pretty much a DQ, but shit happens, is what it is. Main event saw a banger tag team match with A-Town Down Under facing Trick Williams and Obafemi. Very good match with a shock upset win by A-Town Down Under, with Eddie Thorpe attacking Trick with a leather strap to cost him an over the match. As it looks like there's a possibility there's going to be another match out of Vengeance Day, which I'm buzzing for. Trick against Eddie Thorpe. Please, leather strap match. Love it. And then after the show went off the air, we did have a vignette for a new stable who are debuting at Vengeance Day. I have no clue who it is, but I'm very intrigued on who they are. Is it going to please boost that men's division? Because that men's division is garbage right now. Women's division is incredible. And we do have a couple of matches next week. We will have Bayley against Cora Jade, and we also will have the steel cage match between Rich Holland and Tony D'Angelo. Now before we go into the main part of the show, there was a mistake last week. The review you saw last week was an old one from 2023, so Captain does apologize for that. But anyway, we're so excited. You all can't hide it, cause you know the time right now. Let's get excited, cause it's time for last night. Dynamite with El Jefe. Please can the show be better this week, because the last few weeks have sucked. But Moses' review is not El Jefe, it's yours.
Alright, let's get into last night on Dynamite. He's still bitter. It's okay. I don't get a cool shout out this week. I'll take it. Show starts out with Renee Paquette hanging out in the back. She sees Jay White, discusses his little bit of an alliance that he has with the Co-Pope, Rope-A-Dope, and FTR, and how tensions are building with them and the Death Riders. And that's when the Moxley murder crew starts to come out, and Jay White sees them, and then that's when FTR and Cope are behind him, so he starts counting heads, and yeah, it looks like the gang's all here. And then they start fighting, and as they start fighting, Marina sees Renee and goes, and just kidnaps her and just runs away, and nobody says anything. Somehow Renee didn't stay kidnapped for long, so good stuff for that. We end up, it brawls all over the place, heads back into the ring. Cope is challenging Moxley for the World Championship at Revolution. Obviously, Moxley refuses. Proposes that they should have a Brainstorm Ball hit him, Cope, against Mox and Claudio Castagnoli for a Grand Slam, Grand Slam, Dynamite Grand Slam.
Oh, in
Australia. I don't know why the fuck I say Revolution. That's right, Aussie time. We get clips from, I want to say Collision, where Buddy Matthews challenges Kazuchika Okada for the Continental title, which, of course, Okada immediately laughs. And then, of course, Buddy Matthews provokes him, calling him a coward, saying that, we'll make it. Then the match is made official by TK for Grand Slam. He calls him a bitch. He's like, I'm not a bitch. I'm not a bitch. Telling some fucking lady in the background, I'm not no bitch. Hilarious. I fucking love Okada. We got Will Ospreay versus Mark Davis, because Mark Davis got, I guess, just sucked into the Don Callis family somehow, some way. Whatever. Good match. Will Ospreay is looking better. This guy looks like he's lost some weight, so I'm kind of worried about him. But then again, he's probably also working his ass off. He is also opening a lot of Dynamites, which is another question I got for TK. What the fuck you're doing? Ends up picking up the win after a almost 3 count got fucked up because Don Callis was supposed to do something and didn't do something. I don't know what the fuck happened there. But then all of a sudden there's a Mark is distracting the referee because he's upset about a 2 count. Turns around, gets fucking hidden blade right to the face. Gets the 1, 2, 3. Ospreay grabs the mic, calls Don Callis a coward. He says he was gonna ruin him for the fun. He then introduces his tag partner, Kenny Omega, who takes his sweet-ass fucking time getting down while Don Callis is scrambling around trying to figure out how to get the fuck out of here, even though all he gotta do is climb the barricade. It just then turns into, well, let me hold my guys back while you stand there. It is what it is. We're just getting a little bit nice, I guess, I don't want to say refresher, I guess just keeping it warm for Grand Slam. Then we get the Hurt Syndicate. Hurt Syndicate come out. They're looking sharp in their suits. And they got, first off, I like Bobby's green suit. Green is my favorite color. I'm a sucker for a good-looking green suit. That's a good-looking green suit. They're out. They're, parading around the new tag team championships. I forgot what the hell MVP even says. And then that's when all of a sudden we hear some music that doesn't sound so good. And then, bam, the Guns are back. And then you get the Guns music. Obviously former tag team champions in their own right. They want a shot, so they're going to get one next week. In the segment we all really want to just bypass forever and forever, Renee Paquette interviews Mercedes Moné, who is then interrupted by a puppet of herself, which is puppet mastered by, excuse me, Harley Cameron. The bullshit is getting me allergic here. She rips the puppet off her hand and tells her to stay away from the Moné train. Oh, God, don't ever say that again, please. Hangman Adam Page is back talking to Renee. She brings up the fact that, hey, you made Christopher Daniels retire. And he's like, do you regret making him retire? And with one simple word, no. Just like that. Half the crowd laughs, which I thought was fucking hilarious. But he's like, no, you signed up for a Texas Death Match against the Hangman. What do you expect? That's when Max Caster comes out for no fucking reason. And he's just like, oh, hey, what you did to Christopher Daniels is awesome. You should do that to Billy Gunn, or you should do that to fucking Anthony Bowen. And he's like, well, I don't see either one of them, but I see you. Oh, thanks for your time, Renee. He's like, I'm going to go to my car. You know what? I'm going to come with you. Hilarious. Fucking loved it. We got Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher versus the Hounds of Hell. I really already miss, Malachi's theme.
Yeah.
I really do.
That name's still growing, too.
It is that's throwing me off, because I feel like we went from them being, gothic motherfuckers to we're the dudes that, we're gangsters. And it's like, okay. Huh? But whatever. We're just kind of just moving on with life. This match killed. It's fast-paced. Beat the shit out of everybody. I fucking love it. I could watch this match a million times over. Brody King ends up taking the pin after being distracted by Kazuchika Okada's music. Shocker. We get MJF, believe it or not, comes out, and he's out here to shit talk Jeff Jarrett. Calls him geriatric Jarrett, which I laughed. Everybody should laugh at that. That's when all of a sudden Max Caster is literally just running through the fucking arena. And he hops in the ring, and rather than, go around the ring and, run through the crowd like a wise person would do, he goes into the ring, has a 25-second conversation with MJF for no fucking reason, and all he's saying is Hangman, 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 Hangman. And so, obviously, he takes off because he's got half a fucking brain. That's when Hangman's music hits, and they have a stare down, and then Hangman leaves. So, MJF's, oh, how dare you, you stupid fucking cowboy, interrupt me, and da-da-da. Out comes Dustin Rhodes, because he's the best, whatever. Now, Dustin Rhodes is ripping this cat a new one. Telling him, I'm better than you smart ass, whatever, and you frickin' knew it. And, of course, Max Caster immediately has to come in and hit him with the low blow, saying that you could never get out of your dad's shadow, and you're living in your brother's shadow. And, of course, that pisses him off, so we're going to get Dustin Rhodes and MJF next week on Dynamite. Kind of looking forward to it. Kind of don't give a shit. We'll see how it goes. If it's a good match, then it'll be all good in the hood. This next segment was beautiful. Queen Amina, Amanita, and I'm fucking it up all the time, against what we thought was going to be timeless Toni Storm. Rather, instead, we got the Glamour, Mariah May, and fucking kudos to the fucking makeup crew in the back, dude. You couldn't tell the difference if you wanted to. You could, if all they did was show the face shot, you would never know the damn difference. Not a one. Other than the fact that Toni Storm is like 3 inches shorter and has a wider behind.
Yeah, I was going to say, and the cheeks.
The cheeks, baby. I was like, Lord. Juice is confused, but like I said, he's got 2 broken metatarsals.
I actually haven't seen Dynamite yet, because wherever I normally watch it, completely legally, none of those channels are working for some reason. But I have seen like a couple of clips, so I know some of the stuff that's going on last night. I saw the clip of Toni Storm. For some reason, it replayed like 30 times, but yeah. You could definitely only tell a difference when she turned around.
Yeah, you had to do some stuff to find out. But otherwise, it was a good match. She picks up, and then it goes from comedic to competitive. May all of a sudden steals Toni Storm tries to steal Mariah May's AEW championship after the match, furthering the feud. We're gonna keep this going. I would love for both of them to come out as Mariah or as each other. You know what I mean? Mariah May will come out as Timeless Toni Storm, and then Timeless Toni Storm will come out as Mariah May at the pay-per-view. I think that would be the funniest fucking thing that we could do, just to add that extra bit of crazy to this match, because that's what this is. These ladies are crazy, and I love it. I love it. Dustin Rhodes is in the backstage talking with Renee Paquette, makes the challenge. He's going to go down in his hometown of Austin, Texas. We get Big Bill, Powerhouse Hobbs, and the Learning Tree. Chris Jericho puts a bounty out on Bandito, because that's what you do for a bandit. You put bounty Western times. Leading to a 6-man brawl with the Learning Tree. Hobbs and Bill demolish security, fighting through the commentary area. Obviously, we're going to go to blows. Again, another dude with a massive, massive knee brace. I don't know how much longer Big Hobbs is going to last with that fucking thing on. And then in a main event that was way better than I expected it to be, Ricochet ambushes Swerve as he's coming out. He's got the chair in hand. It was just outstanding. I loved it. We need this kind of Ricochet all the fucking time. All the fucking time. I love this, like, heel Ricochet. I'm loving this heel Ricochet. Ricochet ends up actually picking up the win after an introverted low blow. Swerve's going for the stomp, and he gets him with the fucking Japanese 2-finger in the ass, but instead it's right to the nuts. Falls down, hits whatever the fuck his finisher is, picks up the win. People are shocked and awed. This feud has to keep going. I'm not mad at it. You shouldn't be mad at it. This is gonna get fucking good, and I cannot wait.
No,
God, I hope it. I need a hard part.
I think people are really sleeping on Ricochet, and AEW have low-key brilliantly built him up as a heel.
If you look at Ricochet and you're thinking it's the same dude from the E, you could not be further from the truth. He is not the same guy from the E. He's not even the same dude from New Japan. He's like half of the dude from Lucha Underground and half fucking psychopath. That's all. These scissors, brother. These scissors and like the little video packets they had with him and the blood and the scissors are excellent. Excellent.
I mean, think maybe he was like deliberately playing it up on social media and stuff to get people to hate him, so that when he did turn heel, we already hated him? Because if he'd have just come in and turned heel, we'd have been like, yeah, cool, Ricochet's a heel. But the way he's very covertly turned heel has been great.
It's whoever has done this for him. Excellent job.
Yes. And Ricochet, you are definitely going to get more bro points later on. But now that Dynamite is covered and now I know what happened, we need to talk about last week a little bit more. We heard from Mo earlier, the self-proclaimed promo champion once again. That title has not been around since 2021. Travesty already did not appear against me in our climatic battle last week, but not only did he not appear against me, he also didn't appear against Beer for the World Championship. And also, Beer was then attacked during his entrance by El Jefe. So, we didn't get to hear from Beer last week, but we're going to get to hear from him now. Let's see what Beer's response is to last week.
I am Beer.
Last week, you did the unthinkable, LFA. You broke into my home. You broke into my home and left me in a pile of blood. And trust me, it's not the first time I've ever been left in a pile of blood. I had to leave my home for a few days because you invaded. You did not do the right thing. You did not leave me to die. But you want to know what, El Jefe? Rest assured that I am still your champion. And you are definitely going to have to kill me if you think that you're going to take this away from me. But let's put all the cards on the table. I'm going all in on your ass. Promo Mania? You want this? You want this title? It's fine. Because I want a piece of your ass. And you are gonna suck so bad, you're gonna be worse than Tottenham. Yeah, and they suck. You did the worst sin that you could ever do. When you broke in here, you sealed your fate. You want this title? Well, Promo Mania, let's put everything on the line. You put your title on the line, I'll put mine. Title for title. And you know what? I used you as a stepping stone to win my first major championship in Max Wrestling. And I did. I won the tag team titles. But then for me to lose my title because you were unreliable. But you know what? This year, it's my year. And I don't give a damn who I gotta go for the remainder of the year. No one is taking this championship from me until I see fit. Moses, you wanted my attention. Be careful what you wish for. Because I'm gonna do something that even I might regret.
Well, anyway, thank you all for joining us for Promo Rumble 10 last week. It was such a fun event. A lot of twists and turns. The next Max event is coming in just 4 weeks. Make sure you join us for the first ever Revolution Road on March 6th, featuring predictions for AEW Revolution.
Hey, I can't get ready for it. So all you've already all heard, the captain says he will not be defending his new TV title until March 20th, but at Revolution Road, he will. be morphing into the shape once again as he will team with the Demoness to create the madness as they defend their tag team championships against Travesty and Chris Reed, 2/3 of the Brothers of Max Destruction.
Let's go. And there will be more to come, and don't forget, the Ring of Games finally returns the week after this event, and the winner of that tournament can choose to challenge either the TV champion or the Knowledge Champion at Promo Mania 10.
I love it. Everybody loves the Ring of Games. Come join all the fun. And the theme song for Revolution Road is Shut Up and Fight by Captain's Revenge, a good old-fashioned 80s montage on taken from the new album Distortions, available anywhere you can stream music.
Yes, and for more information, go to matchwrestlingnet.weebly.com/revolution. Now then, we do have 2 lists to check. One of them is nice, one is not so nice, but we do always check them twice. It is time for the bell-end board.
A bellend? You're a bellend, mate. Look, bellend 1, bellend 2, big veiny bellend over here.
We're going to call it, well, anytime we ever talk about the IWC is when they're being negative. And even though we kind of, as much as my math probably wasn't as correct as it was, I'm still going to give the IWC, and in this instance, I would be in that boat as well. So I'm going to give IWC 10 points for the initial bad taste reactions. We're not going to go harsh because from the looks of it, a lot of people have redeemed how they felt following the Monday Night Raw. So immediate 10 points. Don't go immediately on fucking Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram bitching and complaining about how the results were. You can just complain to your friends when you're half drunk because that seems to be the better way.
Yeah.
I know, take my advice. I want to give 50 points to Brock Lesnar for being named in the lawsuit, ongoing lawsuit with Vince McMahon and the whole sex ring allegations and the whole whatever. Yeah, it's 2025 and we're bringing the sex ring back, but specifically right now, Brock Lesnar. So he's going to get 50 points for being named onto the list. And I want to give 5 points for Nikki Bella for ruining the end of the Rumble.
Yes, you ruined the Rumble.
Sorry. I'm sorry, darling. Okay, I'm sure you're excited to be back. I'm sure there's people who are happy for you. You started to kill the buzz. Okay, you started to kill the buzz.
Yeah, she killed the buzz worse than Charlotte did for me.
Oh yeah.
Because at least we were prepared for Charlotte to ruin the Rumble.
We were not prepared for a Nikki Bella.
No, we were not prepared for you can look but you can't touch. Ugh.
Gives me chills.
I'm gonna give 5 points to iShow Speed, but I'm gonna make up for it because I'm also gonna put him on the other board in a couple of minutes. But I'm gonna give him 5 points because after his appearance, they released a clip of his stream where he was talking to Stephanie backstage before he got drafted into the Rumble, and he just made it so obvious. Like, we knew he knew about it, because obviously you got to prepare for that fucking spear that Braun gave him. But
oh yeah,
the bit that did it for me, like, his acting wasn't so bad, because I can suspend my disbelief that he knew it was coming. But what did it for me was when he saw Tozawa being brought backstage, and he immediately gave his cameraman his phone.
Oh yeah, dude, way to just give it away. Like,
hold on to this. I gotta go do my shit. Because he gave his phone to his cameraman, and then he went, maybe I should get out of here. Well, why'd you give your phone to him then?
So you don't need your phone? You don't make sense, bud.
But other than that, great job. So I'm only going to give him 5 points for making it obvious. Murdered. I think you nailed it. Nikki Bella got points. The IWC got points. So yeah, let's go to the Bruv board. Bruv.
Brother.
Alright, so we're actually recording this after what's to come. Because I forgot to press record for the Bruv board. So let me just give you a quick recap of the points we did dish out. Toni Storm got points for her flawless impersonation of Mariah May. Triple H got 10 points for a great Royal Rumble, men's Rumble in particular, that he booked. Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens both got 10 points each for the bumps that they took during that ladder match and tried to kill each other. Another 10 points for Harley Cameron for making Mercedes Moné interesting as a puppet, and just being an actual treasure. And I show speed. I made up for putting him on the Bell End board by giving him 20 bruv points for taking that sick-ass spear by Braun Breaker. I don't know how the hell he's still walking. And who else did we give points to? Jey Uso got a solid 30 points for winning the Rumble. Well, I mean, obviously he was booked to win the Rumble, but just having that moment, being over as fuck, and I can't wait to see his entrance at WrestleMania. And also for silencing people, actually. And I don't think we gave any other points out. That's about it. So those are the only... Oh, yo, Trish got 20 points too for still looking fucking 25. So those are the bruv points that we dished out this week. Sorry that we missed the actual segment. Blame me. I'm still getting used to not relying on Skype to record the whole fucking thing. So that is it. And now it is time to find out what TSK have for you with Click Talk.
Bye-bye. I had to use the camera audio, which would cut parts out, so we had to figure it out. Once I got it fixed, it's done. It's ready to go. It's 2+ hours. 2+ hours. Okay, I did cut some stuff out, mainly commercials and some nonsensory, but do go enjoy the time. There is a few of the Max lads in there. There's more than a handful of the TSK. Hell, your new Knowledge Champion Corey Cypher's hanging out in there as well. There's all kinds of people that you got to check out for that. We immediately did a Royal Rumble review, which will probably drop before the live reaction show, which should drop after this episode. Again, just no fun fillers and cool cuts that I like to do. You're just going to get a nice, good old-fashioned show. And then, lastly, our TNA Genesis review is late as a bitch. It's still going to drop, though, so don't trip on that tater chip. A lot of stuff coming your way. And the unfortunate news, well, unfortunate to some here on Max, but the... I guess the promising future, starting March, the whatever the hell, when AEW does AEW Revolution, the TSK is going to be starting their own YouTube.
Let's go.
We're going to be doing all of our stuff on that. Hopefully adding, we're not leaving Max in any way, shape, or form, but the idea behind it is we're going to be making sure that everything that needs to be covered is covered. So whether we could do it here on Max, we're going to do it. If we can do it on the TSK, we're going to do it. We are still one big happy family, but it's just time for the boys to get their own channel. So that's all it is. There's nothing negative here. Hell, you're even going to get Max odds in the middle of our shows, for crying out loud. So come the Revolution review, that's going to be the first episode we drop. We're hoping to drop not only a review, but a we were there live type of thing. So we'll figure out what all goes down, but it's going to be around March the 7th or 8th. I want to say is when the TSK's YouTube channel will, I guess, begin and hopefully flourish just like Max did. So to figure out what's going on with all the fun craziness that's going on, yeah, trust me, there's plenty of it happening. You have to follow all the Fulton socials. Follow us on the Twitter machine, Max Wrestling UK, Captain 512, SMR Podnet, Max Football Pod, which is still coming, by the way. Don't just keep your pants on. Check the Max Wrestling website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com for links, whole bunch more, title history. You fucking name it, it's got it on there. Hit the subscribe button here, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, wherever social media can be found, and you can find Max Wrestling. Come give us some love.
That's right. And another little bit of extra thing. Look out, sometime this week I will be recording with the podcast machine, Mike Larkin. He will be interviewing me about the Captain's Revenge music, the first and second albums that are dropped. A little bit of an insight into how they came about and what's to come. So look out for that sometime this week. I'm not sure when the episode's going to go out. We will be recording sometime this week. But that's it for now. We will see you next week as we continue before our turn-off at Revolution Road. Goodbye. Mwah, and good night. Bang.
Yes, bitch.